Our next presenter is Alexis Harris. Alexis is Assistant Professor of Sociology at the University of Washington. She has worked with the Clean Dreams pre-arrest diversion program. She has done considerable research and teaching in areas including the juvenile and criminal justice systems, qualitative research methods, and social stratification and inequality. Ms. Harris.
Real Change for inviting me to be a part of this panel. I definitely agree with what my co-panelists have said already tonight. I think I want to highlight 3 points. One, I think I completely agree that we need a paradigm shift in the way that we're framing this issue. Clearly, sort of the history, morals, everything is on our side, right? It's not right what we're doing. We're deprioritizing education and we're prioritizing the incarceration and just throwing away millions of our U.S. citizens. And also we need to refocus on education. But I want to go back to what the third point, and what I'm going to use my time to speak briefly on, is going back to what Tim said, is that Seattle is throwing up this false argument that there is this need, and argue it's a false need, a bet. And just to sort of give context, and other people have already said that, it's been projected that this new jail, to house 446 people, it's been projected that it'll cost $200 million to create this institution. Okay? $16 million per year to maintain. $95 a day per bed, okay, per person. That's what we need, right? That's this false need for 446 beds. I want to focus on the question, how can we address this false need, right? What do we say when politicians come to us and say, this is a need that we have? And Larry and Tim, Councilmember Gossett and Tim have said that they've done this in the past. Both the county and the city have reduced the people in the past that are in these institutions. What we need to do concretely is reduce the number of people who are arrested, convicted, and charged with felonies and misdemeanors. They don't need to be there. They don't. Done this in the past is through electronic monitoring, day reporting, treatment, community court. Now, I'm not sitting up here arguing for them, but that's what we've done. Those are current alternatives to incarceration that Larry mentioned are all on the chopping block to get away with. So again, that will increase, obviously, the number of people who are incarcerated. But I want you to think outside the box. We don't have to. I firmly believe that people should not have contact with police. They should not have contact with the criminal justice system in order to get housing, treatment, employment, skills training. As others have said, and as I'm sure all of us in the audience believe, that we should not use the criminal and the juvenile justice system to manage poor, homeless, undereducated, chronically jobless people, or chemically addicted people. We should not do that. I'm here to speak about a specific model of a program that David mentioned, and it's called the Clean Dreams, or the CURB program it's now called. And this program was funded by the City of Seattle and also the county with the help of Nick Licata and Councilmember Gossett. We were able to get funding again for this upcoming year. And this model has several different components. It's a pre-arrest diversion program, right? So the thinking is, again, people shouldn't have to have contact, shouldn't have to get convicted in order to get treatment, right, for chemical addiction. It's a peer-based model where outreach workers, case workers have had contact themselves with the criminal justice system and many have been incarcerated themselves. So people working with the clients really know, have experienced problems, know where clients are coming from, and can meet them where their needs are. It's also a harm reduction model, right? Case managers and outreach workers aren't there to preach, to tell people this is what you need to do, but they're there to meet the clients where they're at. What is keeping you from not being locked up? What is keeping you from gaining employment? What do you need? So there's direct financial assistance to meet clients where they're at. If they have problems with paying for childcare, if they have problems for paying for their rent, if they need money to get to SBI, to get into a training program, they can do that. But the aim is to reduce the harm associated with whatever type of lifestyle that the individuals are leading and hopefully help them gain gainful employment. And a fourth component of the program is a values reorientation curriculum. And this is based much on Larry Evans' work and his program that he works with young men who have been incarcerated. But it pushes clients and helps clients to reassess where they're at in their lives and focus on all this negative media attention that they've been bombarded with and figuring out what they need to do and who they want to be productive citizens. So this is thinking outside the box, and I just want to throw some numbers at you. I did an evaluation of 125 clients in the first round of the program. Of those clients, 78% were unemployed, 70% were not in stable housing, 40% had a substance abuse problem, and 7.7 of the clients, on an average, of the clients, 7.7 had prior convictions. Okay, five of them on average were misdemeanors, and 2.2 were felony. 2.7 were felony convictions. The point is to say that this was not a happy-go-lucky group of people. Okay, they had structural problems. They had prior contact with the criminal justice system. 1.5 years since enrollment, 64% are now stably housed. 48% are employed versus 22% at the time of enrollment. And the key point is that only 18% had new convictions. We're not trying to say that this is the be-all, end-all program, right? That some of this, because of the multiple dimensions of problems that lead individuals to have contact with the criminal justice system, there are issues here, and we can't solve them overnight. But 18% of this heavily criminally and justice-involved population, only 18% had reconvictions. And we were trying to find, with the help of Lisa Dugard and others, we were trying to figure out, okay, what are ways in which we can frame this, right? And make sure that people can't punch holes in this evaluation. And we looked to see pending charges, things like that, but only 18% had new convictions. And this is we want to compare this recidivism rate to the other rates. In the United States, recidivism rates are 47%, Washington State, 62%, King County, 59%, Washington State Drug Court, 16%. So we had an 18% recidivism rate with this program. In Washington State, the average drug case, and that's the highest percentage of types of individuals that come through the curve, it costs $58,000 to process individuals through the criminal justice system. $58,000 on average in Washington State. The Clean Dreams program is approximately $8,000 per person. Okay, so $58,000 versus $8,000, and we're not just sort of throwing them somewhere and hoping for the best, but we're really helping them to reevaluate their lives and giving them the skills necessary to help them refocus the direction that they're going. So thinking outside the box gets us less people in jail, less people who are convicted with misdemeanors and felonies, less need for a new jail, and we actually help people, which is, I don't think a too lefty progressive idea, right? I don't think that. I'm speaking quickly because I want to save a little bit of time, but the model's not for everyone. We have to, I was talking with some people earlier, that individuals have to sort of want help, right? They have to be at a certain point to be in this type of program. But it does work. If we give individuals support to change their lives, we can help them change their lives. If we put them in little cells with bars, they're not going to change their lives when they get out. We need to help them. It's going to take a lot for this criminal justice paradigm shift. We are on a good track here starting out. But we really, the main take-home point is that we can reduce the need for beds. We need to do that in terms of felony offenses, and I argue arrests, convictions, and prosecution of nonviolent drug offenders. And the number that's been thrown out is approximately 4,900. If we decrease the number of arrests in that area, then we can decrease the complete need for a new jail. And it's difficult to show this, but I think it's obvious that it's the right thing to do, and it will save money. So thank you.